another Real Talk Tuesday. I'm recording off my phone because both my camera batteries are dead, apparently. If you hear a ruckus at all, it's a gorgeous day out. My kids are soaking themselves in the water table, so that's what's happening. So, this week's Real Talk Tuesday, definitely getting a little real. I just want to share an experience that I've had. A little bit of it and kind of where it's brought me to now mentally. So I've recently had a little bit of like self-discovery. I mean, as you guys can see, I'm on YouTube more. I'm on my Instagram stories more. I'm just doing more that's seemingly a little bit selfish, if you will. I'm doing more for me all around. And with that comes how I am treating myself and respecting myself. It has taken me my entire life, and I will be 29 years old in a couple months here. It's taken me my entire life to realize that I don't have to accept disrespect and people being disloyal. I'm at a point where I'm no longer accepting that. I'm not accepting that for me. I'm not accepting that for my kids. My entire life, I have been somebody who's super overly empathetic. I want everybody else to be happy before me. I want everyone to feel like they're involved. I want everyone to be kumbaya around a fire holding hands. And I have been continuously throughout the years, time and time again, shown by God that just not everybody is accepting of that. Not everybody is deserving of that. And not everybody is going to reciprocate the same respect that I give. I know that a lot of people can resonate with this and relate to it. With family comes dysfunction. I don't think I've ever met a person in my life that hasn't had some type of family drama, or there wasn't family members that had nothing to do with these family members and it was just dysfunctional. But I have, for way too long, been the person to have to accept that some people are just not good people, even if they're your family, and I've had to be the one to still reach out and try to be respectful and try to be all inclusive and try to make amends, and I'm just done. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not going to continuously put myself in uncomfortable situations and force myself to be around people who make me uncomfortable, who are disrespectful to me, who ignore me, if I don't have to. Unfortunately, when it comes down to it, you can't pick your family. And at some point, I think it's very healthy to get to the point that I have just recently gotten to, and that is that I don't care what kind of biological or legal title you have over me or my kids, because I've had my kids used against me as well. I'm not going to teach my kids that it's okay to just allow people, especially people who want to have some type of title over you and want to use that against you, that it's okay to have nothing to do with those people, regardless of what relation you have to them. I want my kids to be different than I have been my entire life when it comes to situations like this. I want them to understand that nobody can guilt them into involving themselves when those people aren't involving themselves with my kids. If they're showing no respect to me or my husband or to them, or there's a phoniness when they're around them as if they really care when they don't put any effort in otherwise, that they don't have to accept it, and that it's not normal. It's not normal to just be okay with people treating you that way. And just because they're family does not mean you have to be around them. I personally have spent way too much time and energy and thought into forcing relationships with people who clearly don't care to have one with me. And I've done it genuinely, and I've done it because there is a relevance in each other's lives. But when you're the only person who's attempting that kinship, it's not going to go anywhere. And there really is no point in wasting the energy. It's sad, and I know it's difficult. Like I said, this has been like basically my whole life. I have family on every spectrum of my family, on every side of my family, that have been removed from my life voluntarily, and it's mainly just because of the way they've treated me. But even during the time that it was becoming very obvious that that person was no longer going to be in my life, it was sad. It did make me sad. It was frustrating. Never did I want it to be that way. I made attempts to make things right, tried to be the bigger person countless times. Some people it's been years, like decades even. But even in all that time and effort that has been put into me trying, like I said, it's just taken me this long to realize that it's like the only reason it was never successful is because it's not meant to be. Those people are not meant to be in my life. All they have caused me is anxiety and sleepless nights, feeling uncomfortable and getting upset and wondering why things are the way they are, and it's not worth it. I'm here to tell you that I don't think there's anything wrong with being the person to try to make things right. But I do think it's very important to note that if you are constantly trying and it is getting nowhere, and days, weeks, months, years have gone by and it's still not going anywhere, and the other person is not reciprocating the same effort or showing that they care at all to make amends, make things right, be involved in your life, your kids' lives, whatever the case, it's time to just end it. It's time to wash your hands of it, cut it completely. There's absolutely nothing wrong with removing yourself from a person or a situation that you feel uncomfortable involved in or around or what have you. Even if some people are offended, even if some people don't understand, they don't have to. If it's not serving you or adding any value to your life, this scenario or this person, these people, cut it out. Cut it out of your life. From experience, I can genuinely say there are times where I do think of these people and these scenarios, and just because I have general anxiety, I get that feeling in my gut of like, oh God, just like, I wish it wasn't like that. And then you can get back to a certain place, like, oh, that was really uncomfortable. Then you feel uncomfortable in that moment. But all that can just be a memory. It could just be a memory, because even thinking back to those moments, it's definitely not something that you want to continue to feel. So if you have the power to keep yourself from being in a position like that, being around people like that, take advantage. It's not easy to get yourself to stick through it. I can say that much, or at least it's not for me, and it probably won't be for a while, but I'm learning that it's just right for me, and I just have to stick to my guns. And like I said, if you're like me and your kids have gotten involved in things and people want to use your kids against you, if that's what makes them feel powerful to do that and hold that over you, I mean, that's just obviously more of a judgment on their character than it is yours. And they're probably not people that you'd want your kids to be influenced by if that's how they are. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. There's people in your life that bring you nothing but negativity, anxiety, sadness, any of that. You were the only person stopping you from ridding yourself of that. And you absolutely have the power to do so. And you don't have to care what anybody thinks about it, because at the end of the day, you need to be well for you. You have dependents, you need to be well for them as well. Those people that are dragging you down and just draining you of all your energy is definitely not helping to aid you to be a better you for you or your dependents. So there's nothing wrong with getting rid of them. Nothing at all. And when you think about these people, these situations, that person, and you feel that uncomfortable, blood-sucking feeling in the pit of your stomach, let that be a reminder as to why it's better off that way. That's all I really wanted to say. Just wanted to share that. I know that many people can resonate with it. And if you're somebody who's watching this and you're in my personal life in any way and you feel targeted, you feel like this might be directed towards you, you feel personally victimized by these words, not sorry. You're probably one of the people. And it is what it is. I've never been an evil or malicious or intentionally disrespectful person, and I would always give somebody the time of day, and no matter what, I would always be open to making amends no matter what the situation. But I will also have no problem with sharing my experience with people in situations such as this, because I'm just tired of being the person that's walked all over all the time. Being a doormat has served me nothing in my life, and I just won't allow it anymore, and neither should you. If you're like me, it's time to let it go. It's time to move on. It's time to grow and put yourself and your mental health and the positive energy around you, put that first and foremost, because it's important. And anything other than that will just hold you back. That's all I really wanted to say. Thank you so much for watching this Real Talk Tuesday. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know how this resonates with you. We can have a discussion. You could always DM me if anything I talk about you feel is relevant to your life and you want to have somebody to talk about it who can relate to you. My DMs are always open. My comments are always open, and I have no problem talking to anybody about it and just being honest. I know sometimes it's really nice to have somebody who can relate, even if it's something you wish they couldn't relate to, because it's unfortunate. But I have no problem speaking to anybody who wants to have a conversation about it. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye.